Vladimir Putin is tonight fighting for his survival. The Wagner Group of mercenaries, which Putin has relied on so heavily to fight his war in Ukraine, has gone rogue. Two things have triggered this sudden crisis. The Wagner fighters claim that Russian soldiers fired missiles towards them in Ukraine, and their leader, Yevgeny Prigozhin, has declared that the entire war has been based on a lie. Prigozhin now says NATO was never a threat to Russia and that Ukraine did not need to be denazified. It completely undercuts Putin. In Putin's Russia, this is heresy. An angry Vladimir Putin responded, "This is a stab in the back," he said. "Betrayal, treason, armed mutiny. It will not be tolerated. He will not allow Russia to descend into civil war." Prigozhin has pulled his 25,000 fighters out of Ukraine and taken over the Russian city Rostov-on-Don. This is significant because Rostov-on-Don has been the base from which Russia has run its war in Ukraine. And with the bulk of Russia's army fighting in Ukraine, it means Prigozhin now has more troops in Russia's military headquarters than does the Russian army. All signals are that the Wagner fighters intend to march towards Moscow. The Kremlin has been interrupting official broadcasts and sending the army to reinforce key buildings in Moscow. The wild card in all this is Russia's huge network of private armies. Since the invasion of Ukraine last year, Russia's oligarchs have been amassing private armies in the event that the war went bad and Russia descended into civil war. It's impossible to predict where this goes from here. When a dictator who has a nuclear arsenal feels he has nothing to lose, the risks are high. The only certainty is that the stability which Russia has seen for years under the iron fist of Vladimir Putin appears to be ending. The only possible winner in this is Ukraine. Suddenly, their enemy is turning on itself. If this does become a civil war, Putin will need to withdraw soldiers from Ukraine to fight Wagner troops in Russia. One man under siege, fighting on two fronts. To draw on the words of one aide to Ukraine's president, in Russia, everything is just beginning.